Joi Lansing was a sex symbol who rose to prominence over the course of the 50s and 60s before tragically passing away in the early 70s. She was called the Marilyn Monroe of television thanks to her sexy appearances on series like Love That Bob and the Beverly Hillbillies. Decades after her passing, a woman came forward claiming she had been the late actress's secret girlfriend. Join Factsverse as Joi Lansing's secret girlfriend finally breaks her silence. In 2015, a book was released called Joi Lansing, A Body to Die For. From the outside looking in, the book appeared to be another biography of a legendary celebrity figure. But instead of being written by a detached biographer, the book was written by a woman who claims to have been incredibly close with Joi towards the end of her life. Not only does author Alexis Hunter allege that she became close friends with Joi in the years leading up to her passing, but she also alleges she was her secret girlfriend. At the time Alexis met Joi, the prior figure was a struggling entertainer who had managed to secure a role for herself in the 1970 film Bigfoot. Sadly, the role she got wasn't one that did big things for her career. She was cast in the role of a large monkey in the independently made sci-fi fantasy, and the role required her to wear an oversized suit that made her all but invisible. She was only 20 years old when she was cast in Bigfoot, and she was in the position to take whatever work she could get. Meanwhile, headlining female star Joi Lansing was already a celebrity figure via her work on television and was attempting to use her role in the feature to segue into stardom on the big screen. Neither Joi nor Alexis ended up getting what they wanted out of Bigfoot, which starred David Carradine in the lead role. But they did get something unexpected out of it: friendship. Joi saw right through Alexis's monkey suit. As one might imagine, Alexis Hunter didn't find herself in the best mood when she stepped out onto the set of Bigfoot in an oversized monkey suit. But things looked up for the aspiring actress once Joi Lansing showed up. According to Alexis, the atmosphere on set completely changed when Joi entered the room. Not only was Joi beautiful, but she also had a positive presence that immediately put an end to the dour mood on the set. Even though Alexis was done up to look like a big monkey, she managed to make a good impression on Joi. They became friends. Alexis's role required her to put more on than just a simple suit. She also had to undergo extensive makeup effects, which included spray paint, fake teeth, and hair glued directly onto her face. Meanwhile, the only makeup Joi had to get was the kind meant to make her look more beautiful. If you'd been a fly on the wall during production, you'd assume the two stars were as far apart in terms of societal stature as could be. Still, Joi saw something through all the hair and fake teeth that was covering up Alexis's natural beauty. When Alexis first saw how beautiful Joi was, she wasn't prepared for how kind of a person she'd be to match. Joi had first risen to prominence during the 1950s, making her a contemporary of similar sex symbols like Jane Mansfield and Marilyn Monroe. In fact, Joi was often called the Marilyn Monroe of television, due to the fact that she rose to prominence on the small screen, whereas Marilyn rose to prominence via cinema. Besides their looks and charm, another thing that Joi shared with both Jane Mansfield and Marilyn Monroe is the fact that she died tragically young. Monroe passed away at age 36, and Mansfield passed away at age 34. At the time Joi was appearing in Bigfoot, both of these women had passed, and the actress was poised to take their place on the big screen. How Joi Lansing became a sex symbol. Joi was first ushered into the entertainment industry at 14. At the time, she was signed to a contract with MGM and put through the studio's talent school. Despite this early attention, Joi continued with her education and attended University of California after high school. It was during her time attending college that she got her big break. This came when a writer who worked for comedic performer Bob Cummings spotted her. Joi was subsequently cast alongside Bob on a series called Love That Bob. She played Shirley Swanson from 1955 to 1959. Love That Bob brought Joi Lansing the attention of TV audiences, and her popularity opened up the chance for her to appear in many more programs. Besides Love That Bob, the most notable show she appeared in was Beverly Hillbillies. From 1963 to 68, she played the character of Gladys Flatt on the series. Though Joi wanted to make the transition from the small screen to the big screen over the course of her career, that dream never came true. Bigfoot didn't lead to any bigger roles in cinema, and Joi passed away before she could make another attempt at movie stardom. Joi mostly appeared in TV series, but there were a few other films that she appeared in besides Bigfoot. Some of those include Hole in the Head and The Brave One. Another notable chapter of her career saw her embarking on USO tours alongside comedic legend Bob Hope. This put Joi in good company as far as her sex symbol contemporaries from the time period were concerned. Bigfoot might not have led to a lucrative career on the big screen, but Joi was certainly grateful for the lasting friendship she received from working on the film. Alexis became Joi's secret girlfriend. Alexis Hunter didn't expect someone as high-profile as Joi Lansing to be so kind. Soon into the friendship, Alexis invited Joi to come see her at her real job. While Alexis was aspiring to become a star, she moonlighted as an exotic dancer at a nightclub. She invited Joi to come watch her perform, and the actress amazingly showed up. According to Alexis, Joi was the only person in the audience at the time. Alexis gave her a personal dance, and Joi whispered in her ear that the dancer didn't belong there. The two women ended the night back at Joi's house, where something happened that shocked Alexis. While the two were having a good time listening to music, Joi kissed her. Alexis was shocked that Joi kissed her, but the surprise wasn't a bad one. Joi was a feminine figure who had been considered as straight as could be. She was married to 3 men over the course of her life and was married to her third and final husband at the time that she allegedly kissed Alexis. Still, the kiss ended up leading to a passionate love affair that lasted until Joi's death. Joi's final marriage also lasted until her death. As Alexis was holding Joi on her deathbed, Joi's third and final husband thought they were simply very close friends. According to Hunter's book, she and Joi were involved in a romantic relationship from 1969 to 72, when Joi passed away. During the years they were together, the public wasn't completely ignorant of the fact that Joi was spending so much personal time with another woman. Alexis claims that Joi was terrified of people finding out the truth about what she was doing. She felt being revealed to be a possible lesbian could ruin her career. Because of this, Joi avoided suspicions by claiming Alexis was her sister. The two women shared similar looks, with both having blonde hair and striking blue eyes. Joi's ploy was successful. Although she was mostly romantically involved with men during her life, she had a passionate love affair with a woman before her passing. Now it's time to hear from you. Did you know that Joi was involved in a lesbian relationship and that the sex symbol was considered the Marilyn Monroe of television? Let us know in the comments section below.